In the past, we've done videos concerning elves and fairies and druids and whatnot, making many claims concerning their origins and roots, for example, in Mesopotamia. The role and purpose of this whole Mardukite movement of research that I've been doing for now 2 years was to originally discover or rediscover the origins of Druidism. This was the quest that I actually had started in 2005, and in doing so went farther and farther and farther and farther back into this ancient current stream that ended up in Mesopotamia, which, dare I say it, Sumerian, Babylonian, Akkadian, Assyrian, and Egyptian. These systems seem to have all originated in themselves in a single source and then spread out across time and the regions of space on the planet and led to pretty much the world as it is now. And so what we were doing was moving backwards, trying to rediscover different things that would tie together this big puzzle. And what we have actually done, and has been by popular request, in addition to our Mardukite work, we had the video series talking about some highlights of the Elven-Faerie. Finally seeing it in print now is the Druids of the Necronomicon, a Grimoire of the Elves. Now, don't let the name put you off. What we did when we were rediscovering this ancient current stream was looking at these very specific tablets, ancient writings, actually the most ancient writings on the planet. And what we were finding was that it kind of went along with what some people had already been familiar with as the Simon Necronomicon. So what we did was take the next logical step forward and complete the puzzle of what many people had already found in the past seemed to be incomplete. What we have done is surpassed anything that has been done prior under that framework. And people need to, some people anyways, not the self-honest ones, but people need to get over this hang-up with this semantic of Necronomicon. What we mean by that is that at some point Simon was obviously made privy to this set of documents, which was basically broken fragments of Babylonian sorcery and magic. Well, it alluded to this concept in Sumerian, Babylonian, the most ancient mythology. It alluded to a concept that actually seemed to kind of parallel what H.P. Lovecraft was writing about in his fantasy stories, and hence the name got carried over. This is just furthered in our work, and what we have found is that Druidry, Druidism, the Celtic fairy path, all of these things that have led to the modern New Age actually were spread out through Western Europe, beginning from the Mesopotamian and Mediterranean region, and that these traditions were carried into what is more commonly understood today in terms of magical traditions, mystical cultures, but they had an origin. And so that was the point of the research that we were doing, and what finally has led to a book that not only correlates with the videos, but other interests in Druidry, Celtic fairy path, and going farther than that, the Mesopotamian origins of that tradition. The Druids of the Necronomicon, Mardukite, Book of Elven Fairies, Grimoire of the Elves.